That
Gav.
would be me.
Yeah.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
Your brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room. And your sword.
That's a nice way to honor Gav's sacrifices.
I may have had one too many.
you may have had 10 too many.
I said I was thirsty. Gotta get back to work anyway. After I walk this off.
Why don't you go to sleep?
Clive,
What is it?
thanks for, you know.
I know.
Another one of them that can be displayed in the world's memories.
Do you think they'll come back?
Of course they will. It's just a big crystal. How hard could it be?
Oh, a new missive, huh? Alright, so we're gonna go to that bad conservatory. I still could not find those two hunts. Maybe it's part of the side quest. Yeah, what is this? Why is this inaccessible? The Kingdom of Walud, or the then Kingdom of Walud. You know, we should have an episode where Ultima and
Good girl.
have a talk with Barnabas. I just want the look on Barnabas' face when he realized that he was punked by Ultima. He was tricked into destroying his kingdom. For what
Time to
and for
fight.
why?
No need to ride from here. This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry is still here.
The Kingdom of Ulud hereby incorporates the institution where juvenile bearers are to be granted the opportunity.
Disposed of.
Damn. Wow.
Conditioning. This is nothing short of torture. Herman wasn't exaggerating. It's a wonder he survived this place. I need to find out. This reads like a suicide note. Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out.
Hey, what the heck? We kinda was hoping for that. Alright, it appears that there's going to be a fight here. That white. Oh, I think there's going to be a fight here, folks.
Forked white tree. This must be the place. Could he really be buried here? There's something hidden among the roots. Let's see. This must be the registry. So many names. This place was a slaughterhouse. But where is the architect of all this misery?
Thank you
It's
for...
only a matter of time, I suppose. This place is cursed. done here. Let's get the registry back to Herman.
Damn. This is really a dark Final Fantasy game. But you know, the seriousness of the story, you know, it compares to the darkness of the story Final Fantasy 10 and 13. So this is going to be one of my favorite Final Fantasy games because Final Fantasy games should be focused on the story and the memorable boss fights. And this game delivered also just like 13.
I hear that you traveled to Ash, Sid. Did you by any chance recover the names of my fallen friends?
I did. Yes.
So dark.
I may. The bearer registry. The director was a brutal man. He got no worse than he deserved.
The registry was all I found beneath the tree. There was no sign of a body. Or any record of what happened to the children after the orphanage closed.
I pray that at least some of them survived. All their names are here. The ones we lost. My friends. My light in those dark times. I can still remember their faces. Like it was yesterday. Children who were taken from their bunks in the morning. Never to return. No explanation ever offered.
They'd be happy to know that you survived, Herman.
But why did I make it out alive? When so many others died in that awful place?
It's not your fault. And blaming yourself won't bring them back. Honor their memory.
Yes,
See
they would
their
want you
names
to
live
that.
on. That way at least. They're never truly gone.
Thank you. Sid, I'm going to write a book. An account of the horrors of Badbach, and the spirit of those its custodians sought to crush. All of Valisthea will know of our suffering.
Those left
In
of
the name
Valisthea.
of those I lost. I will not let it happen again.
Neither will I.
These records would have been buried for all eternity, were it not for you. Thank you.
Wow, that's a nice ability point. Make for origin. Yeah, we need Odin. Let's see. That's my final lineup for the fight in Origin. But I would really want to, you know, I really want to check the Zantetsuken if it's level 5.
Welcome, welcome. Go safely.
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous.
Cyril, you found a letter from Father.
Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
I know that, my beloved sons, I know that I ask much of you in this coming war, but I see no other way to secure a future with their duchy and our family. Yet even should we succeed in subduing the savages and winning back Drake's breath, the threat of the Blight still looms, and only with all Rosarias striving as one might we at last overcome it. I have made plans to see us through, but such are the obstacles that stand in our way. It shall likely fall to you to continue my work. I know that you have the strength, the courage, and the will to do so. This shall be an arduous inheritance, and so I offer you another, that you might be reminded of the love and the faith that I hold for both of you, your father.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate. What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, your grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your
Wow.
father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies. With the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins, Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides. Those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
It is true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
Who?
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting with the one who might execute it, or a part of it at least.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, your grace.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
Who might that be?
This is the Required Tree, an archive where we of the Undying collect and collate our findings. Fragments of Ultima's true nature surely lie buried within these pages. We have only to unearth them.
My lord, your grace. I hardly recognize you.
Who are you?
I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress. But with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question, yes. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since you were but a boy. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield, it would surely make your father proud.
What say you, Joshua?
What else? Titan's Wake is to the south of here. But we must not be hasty. The good lady has been disappointed once already.
Yes. But, do not worry. Alright, let's just save it first. A lot of conversation was heard during that early minutes of this episode. So folks, even after I finish my normal game, my normal playthrough, I will continue with the Final Fantasy mode, and I will skip the cutscenes, although I will still play the side quests, but all the side quests of the cutscenes will they're not worth my time. Trust me.
Eyes peeled, Joshua.
This is not the hunt.
There it is. For House Rossfield.
That's the level 5 Santetsuken. damn. That was sick. Alright, it'll take a lot of trial and error. Heartstone.
Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Godotha will know.
I really need to study. I really need to study the matter because Santetsuken level 5 is awesome, but you know, I'm having a hard time trying to put
Thank
the
the Founder you were
opponents into
safe.
stagger mode.
The Griffin is slain then?
And the Heartstone claimed.
I think this will be displayed in Clive's room
This
again.
radiant luster like frozen flame. It is just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your grace. Your father would be so proud.
Lady Godotha, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut and set forthwith. The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours, after all. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion. And the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms, only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Thank you, Lady Godotha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone on its passing. And so my pursuit continued, until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered, and that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Godotha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyal service.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us, for giving my service meaning.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff? Let him see that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive? Should we pay Father a visit?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it, for it too is a part of your inheritance, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
Thank you, Cyril.
You know, it's refreshing to have this kind of cordiality in a game. You know, I think that's the point of this game, is trying to
Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
emphasize on the formalities, the respect that the generation right now has, brushed aside as not that important. So, and there's a lot of gamers already were trying to say that, oh, this is boring stuff. But I enjoyed it, you know.
Let's go. Run like the wind.
Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
To save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies? That I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. But perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
It's just back there.
You deserve a rest.
So I think they're gonna take the helmet of the late Archduke.
Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
down.
Onward then?
Onward. To the end.
And to a new beginning.
Joining HUD. Good. Good. That's very much appreciated because Joshua, we need Joshua for the uh, remaining 2 hunts. And I think we'll get the trophy right now if I'm correct. Alright, we'll get the trophy for collecting the contemporaries.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. Here you are.
Be careful,
Come
whisper.
again. I may have more for you.
Hey, where's the remaining 2 hunts? Damn it. Another missile. Alright, so it took us a while. Episode 74 and 75 are now already in the and we have already completed all the side quests that is inside this.
Price than that. You're rubbing me blind, you know. Is that all?
I don't think I can. Let's see here.
It's him, I tell you.
Oh, another side quest in the missive. What the heck? Alright, getting more and more side quests. Rusted battle. Concern for jail, huh? Edda seems fond of the silver bow gear so much she's been taking. To hear Telly, the rascal kicks something fierce when she does too. Sounds like we have another fight or in our hands. The wages of fate. To her icon brought her much shopping. The loss of Sheba weighs heavy in her heart. I will go for Prince indeed if we are not 6 to light in the event, but only a fraction before we depart.
If Joshua's worried about Jill, I should go and speak with him.
So if it's about Jill, even though it's another extension of the side quest here, it will be understandable and we are willing to do it.
Joshua, I read your message. You're right. Jill is different. I don't think I'd realized how different, but since we returned from Drake's spine, I felt it more and more.
I suppose it's not hard to imagine why.
She doesn't think she belongs anymore.
And that's why we need to remind her she is still one of us. To let her know that we still need her, now more than ever. That you still need her.
What
But
do you
how
know?
to do that? When last we were truly close, we were but children.
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied Father on his annual tour of the Duchy? And Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up Man's Hill.
To see the snow daisies, I remember. It was the first time Father had allowed us to join him. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire retinue down to the pot boys combing the countryside.
In the rain. A thunderstorm forced us to take refuge in a grove of oaks before we'd even made it halfway there. It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to say, he was none too pleased.
And it seems you and Jill have unfinished business. What do you say?
Man's Hill. It's not that far.
Oh, true. Though I suspect it is also much changed. Little in southern Rosaria remains as it was when we were children.
You're saying I should go and scout the area for bandits?
I'm saying we should first go and see if there are actually still any snow daisies left. What would you do without me, Clive?
Ah, yes. So that's one of the two things that are, that seem to be inaccessible, but now it's accessible.
This is the place, but
It's already dried up.
I'm sorry, Clive.
there's nowhere been spared. What do we do now?
We keep looking. Man's Hill cannot be the only place where snow daisies grow.
Perhaps, but it's the only place I know of. Knew of.
Then why not ask someone who might know of another?
Jill?
Someone in the backyard. To the hideaway, then.
Well, let's just see whether there's something here. There's something here, like treasure or something. No? Alright, so episode 76, 77 to 78, we will try to fix the side quest
Let's hope
of
one of the
the...
gardeners knows where to
We'll
find
fix
snow
the side
daisies.
quest outside of the hideout. What could be the
Say what you
missing...
will, Lady Karen is
No, there's still a missing song here. Still could not figure out what that is. So we got the last missing...
Oh. What brings you down from the heavens, Sid?
I need your advice. Joshua and I are looking for a place where snow daisies grow. Preferably in abundance.
Snow daisies. Then you'll want somewhere not too hot and not too cold. And where the winds are strong enough to carry the seeds. I reckon Man's Hill would be a good place to start. There in the Royal Meadows, perhaps? Both have similar climbs and the right elevation. If the Blight hasn't claimed them yet.
Right. Thank you.
Did you learn where we might find our flowers?
The gardener here mentioned the Royal Meadows in Sambrak.
Ah, the fields beyond Northreach. Well, if that's the case, then Yote was right.
Yote?
I recalled that she kept a record of our travels, you see. So I asked her if she'd perhaps noted anywhere that snow daisies grew, and she mentioned Oilerfeist Bay.
Whose shores border the meadows. Off we go then.
But first, I would just like to see something here.
What do I owe the honor? Sangforian, dear. Anything else?
The game is really giving us a hard time in getting that last dark steel. The heck is... Alright, we're near the end of episode 75, folks. Alright, it appears that I've seen something that oh my goodness. I hope that oh well, there's no problem in going here. You know, it appears that the multiple ladders. It appears that our last Rollo is here, so we can find all the curiosities. Is it correct? Alright. Eastern. Yeah, I could not have found that if I have not seen, even if I was in that area, I could not have figured out that there was something in there. Okay, so all the curiosities are here, folks. Congratulations to us. Alright, so we're here and we're near the end of episode 75, folks. Only 1 minute left, so the next episode 76, I'll just continue the side quest that Joshua is really giving us, and this is for Jill. And then we're gonna go and proceed with the other three remaining side quests that's outside of the hideaway. Okay, so Final Fantasy 16 is a really good game. Your money is well spent, folks. Alright, folks, thank you everyone. God bless you all and stay safe out there, folks.